What's going on, everybody? Right Hand Drive Ron here with you today. Today's a very special day. It's John Q Day, and I'm Denzel Washington. Man, because our little ACTY truck's about to get a change of heart. Nobody? All right. Well, if you've been with me long enough, you've heard me talk about ACTY trucks. You've seen me pick them up. You've seen me work on them. You've heard me talk about K-swaps, and if you've really been listening, you've heard me talk about K-swapping an ACTY truck. This is where it begins. So if you like ACTY trucks, K-swaps, burnouts, drifting, and general shenanigans, subscribe now because this is where we start our story. Headed down to Dallas, Georgia. It's about an hour and a half south of me. I found a guy that's got a garage full of K-swaps. More specifically, he's got a K20 RSX Type S, 6-speed transmission, full swap. He's also got a long block out of a 06 Acura TSX, which is the more desirable K24. Has the better cams, has the higher compression pistons, and the stronger rods from the factory. He's also got a couple of Honda Accord 5-speed transmissions, which I don't really need. Unfortunately, he didn't want to break up the package deal. He said, I'm cleaning my garage out, come get it. So I'm headed down here now to vet these engines, take a look at these transmissions, see if it's something that we want to use for our ACTY K-swap build. If so, they're coming back home with me. So I'm looking forward to doing this. I've done a lot of K-swaps in my day. Never have I put a K in a K truck. So this one's going to be one for the ages. If you like this type of stuff, guys, hang with me. It's going to be a process. It's going to be an enjoyable process and fun. Here we go. We have acquired the targets. K24, K20, 5-speed transmission. Another 5-speed transmission. K20 is looking nice and put together. K24 may need a little bit of work. We will see. But in general, successful run, got the engines, we were able to strike a deal with the guy, and happy about the purchases. So one of these little guys is going to be happily situated in a little ACTY K truck. Alright. So we can say that we got our targets acquired. Back of the ridge lines loaded up with a couple of K-swaps. We got everything that we came for. We negotiated on price a little. K24 might not have been as in great condition as originally expected, so the guy was kind enough to work with me on price. So we got it at X price minus $400. So saving those $400 if we have to do some work on the K24, no big deal. Ron has rebuilt engines, nothing we can't do. So for now, we're excited. Let's get these things back home to Tinny Henny and dissect them. guys, so it's a very cold day in the garage today. I was able to get both engines out of the Ridgeline and into the big truck. Polished it myself. You can see I got the two Honda Accord transmissions there. I'm not going to clean those up today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and tape up all the orifices and holes and areas where we don't want water in the engines. Get all that ready, and I'm actually going to take the ACTY truck to a local car wash and basically just do a simple green, degrease, and try to clean these engines up. That way I know which way to start. Hopefully this K24 is going to clean up nice, so we'll see how that goes. The little truck handled the weight pretty good. I got the bed flap down so you can't really see how much it squatted. It probably did squat 2 or 3 inches, but it looks like it still got plenty of ground clearance with these 2 engines in the back. So both of those engines together, I don't know, probably 1,000, maybe 1,100 pounds for both of those. And yeah, so we're going to take these down to a local car wash after we get them taped up, all the orifices secured where we don't want water, and see how they clean up. So we got the little unit loaded up here, just to show you with the bed flap up, what type of squat we got there with the little truck. There's the front, there's the back. So here's our engines. Take a look at before. We'll try to get these guys cleaned up, get all the oil and stuff off of them. That way we can know where to start. I like taking stuff apart when it's clean when you can. Makes for a whole lot of easier experience there when you're reassembling and knowing where to put your gaskets and your sealant and stuff. Just it's a nicer environment. You can see this one here is pretty dirty. Looks like that old filter there's had a rough life. So yeah, here's what we're up against, and we'll see where we go from there. Taking a look down, there's the 2 Accord transmissions. If anybody needs a transmission, hit me up. Probably not going to use these guys. This one here appears to be in really good condition, actually. This one here looks nice as well, just dirty. Both of them shift great, so let's see what this thing will do. Let's get these guys taped up, ready to power wash. Well, the big bad unit's hauling a couple of K-Series. All right. Let's take these old gals and get them cleaned up. It's a lot of engine in a little truck. Alright, so at this point, we got everything ready to rip. Everything's taped up, sealed off. I've simple greened the complete snot out of these 2 engines. It may take 2 rounds, we'll see. But we're going to start power washing everything top down, try to get it all spread out. All the oil and stuff, hopefully it stays off the ACTY. We'll clean it up afterwards either way. So let's see what it turns out like. So as luck would have it, I've actually got a work trip in Florida this week, and I had actually sent a set of 13-inch Honda VX wheels to my good buddy Frankie down in Florida. Check him out on Instagram at creative_sparks_FL. He is doing some powder coating work for me, turning those 13-inch Honda VX wheels into some Champ White destroyers for the ACTY Type R. So I also had the valve cover from the KE24 that I just picked up, and also wanted to get it powder coated. So I was like, hey Frankie, I'm coming to Florida, let's get together. So it worked out. I'm going to go down here, we're going to meet up, I'm just going to pick the wheels up from him. I'm going to drop off the valve cover with him and get that painted Honda Type R red, and he'll ship that back to me once he gets done with it. So every now and then things works out. Driving around in the rental right now. This thing has got more buttons than a 6-quarter vending machine here. So I guess when you drive around in Honda ACTYs and 07 Ridgelines, everything seems like a spaceship these days. Sitting in traffic on Interstate 4, headed south to meet Frankie. Yep. All right, so we got the pickup here from Mr. Frankie himself. Powder coated VX wheels, what's up? He said don't hate on the cap color. That was the paint job, not the powder job. You gonna say hey Frankie?
What's up guys?
That's Frankie. Wally extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
Thanks bro. He hooked me up with this, guys. You don't even know. Alright guys, back from power washing the engine. Things didn't turn out as near as clean as I'd hoped, probably because it was so cold outside. Typically whenever I power wash, it's on a warm engine. It does a lot better job with that simple green, but nonetheless, here we are. Got the K24 here. I pulled the valve cover off. I'm actually sending it off to be powder coated from Frankie. Thank you, Frankie. I've also got the K20 RSX Type S, full swap here, engine ECU, transmission, axles, the whole 9. Then I've got 2 Honda Element 5-speed transmissions here. I know for sure I'm going to be selling those, so if you need a 5-speed transmission from an Element, hit me up. I may end up rebuilding the K24, or I may end up keeping the K20, I'm not sure. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the compression numbers on the K20, just make sure all the numbers are nice and high like they should be and that they all match. From there, I'll probably start taking engine harness off, take the transmission off and just have that set aside as I make my decision as to which engine I'm going to go with. The K24 just doesn't appear to be as healthy as I'd hoped it would have been. So with that being said, I may do an OEM refresh, or I may just go with the K20. Honestly, leaning towards OEM refresh on the K24 just because I want to be a little different on this ACTY swap, and which would leave the K20 RSX Type S for sale. There again, hit me up if you're interested. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a compression check on this and see where it's at. All right, I'm ready to start this compression check. So I've got the actual charge harness still on the engine. I've got it hooked up down here to my little Odyssey battery. I've got my little probe meter again so that I can put 12 volts on the starter solenoid itself. And I've also got the compression gauge set in cylinder 1 right now. And basically we're just gonna watch this climb and hope that it gets around that 200 mark. So I'm gonna stick this on the jumper right here on the starter solenoid. Turn it over a few times. Make sure when you're doing a compression check that you've got the throttle body open as well. And I do have that chalked open. Let's see what it does. Okay, so cylinder 1's pretty healthy, if you guys can see that. Sitting on about 200 PSI there. So I will take this out, continue that for 2, 3, and 4 cylinders, and hope to get the same results there. cylinder 3. Cylinder 4. About 195. Well, it appears that the numbers on the RSX Type S swap K20 were basically perfect. 195 to 200 on each of the 4 cylinders. So I think it's safe to say that this engine here is healthy and a good candidate for the ACTY swap. So big decisions ahead for me. One thing I wanted to show you guys, a little eye candy. Freshly powder coated Honda VX wheels for the ACTY, courtesy of Frankie at Creative Sparks, Florida. Check him out, he'll straighten you out. All right guys, so that wraps it up for this episode. You saw me pick up the ACTY engines, you saw me get some cool wheels from Frankie, and you saw me basically compare the 2 engines a little bit, clean them up. Saw me get good compression numbers on this K20 here. K24, gonna need some work if we make that decision to go with that one. So the next episode will be that decision. Are we going K24 or K20? And if all else fails, a bunch of K-Series parts, Honda B. That sure does line up nice with the little car. Things to consider. So as always, if you like what you saw, let Ron know. Check me out on Instagram, that's RHD_Ron. Until then, subscribe. Take care guys, see you next time.